Hey, welcome back to Fort Sask Reno's YouTube channel. I'm Trevor. Going to be interviewing the man with the plan. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Tom. I'm the Director of Operations for Fort Sask Reno.
All right. And today, what I want to do is just do a quick interview, just talk with you about what you've done this week, what projects are on the go, and maybe a little bit about your history with Fort Sask Reno. So let's rewind and go back to the beginning. Tell us about how you got started at Fort Sask Reno.
So I got started at Fort Sask Reno just like any of my other siblings. Started picking nails and whatnot when I was a young man, anywhere from about, say, 15 and onwards. Picking nails up and helping Dad out to buy some bikes.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of bikes? Like pedal bikes or dirt bikes?
Pedal bikes, yeah. I did a lot of cycling when I was a kid, so they a couple grand each bike, so definitely had to pick a lot of nails for each one of those bikes.
Yeah, I'm sure Dad was generous too, as well as like how much per pound of nails you picked up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so picking up nails, and then from there, what did it morph into?
So that was 15 years ago already. So since then, I've learned a few things along the way. And for the most time, though, it was like Jim and I, and we've just been doing siding. It's only in the last few years we've really grown this company into something that we can work on the business instead of in it.
Yeah, so going forward into that, so how many years has it been now that you've been with Fort Sask Reno as like more of a laborer, not just picking up nails?
I would say right out of high school. So 2012 is when I first started full time with Fort Sask Reno.
So about a dozen years now at this point.
Yeah.
So you got quite a bit of experience in renovating exteriors, interiors, and so forth. So the last few years is when you've really been focusing on doing more of the renovations, right? So the inside stuff. So tell me a little bit about some of the projects that you do, how you started, and where you are today.
So when we started with our interiors, we're actually doing an exterior, funny enough, and the customer asked us, "Oh, well, you guys can do our custom tile shower. How about that?" And we jumped on it and we did 3 showers for her. So that was the first kick at the can, and we never really looked back since then. We've done some kitchens, and we've gone and done quite a few basement developments and renovations as well.
Nice. Well, that's really good. A lot of times contractors can get a little bit nervous jumping into something they're not familiar with, but really, doing the outside of a home, not a whole lot different from doing the inside of the home as well, because really you're peeling stuff off and putting new stuff on, right? You might have to get into some plumbing, so you're calling up a plumber for some help, and maybe there's some building codes and so forth, inspections you got to deal with.
Yeah.
But really, all in all, if you can handle an exterior renovation, which is a really big job, especially if you're thinking roofing, siding, soffit, fascia, you're dealing with old stucco, maybe asbestos, putting new siding on, maybe hardy board. That's a big job in itself, but switching into the interior side of things, not really a big leap.
No,
right?
That's a good point for sure. And honestly, sometimes I find the interior projects, they're a little easier because it's a small area. We could be working on a 5 by 10 bathroom opposed to 2,200 square feet of exterior siding.
Right.
So yeah, it's a little easier to manage.
For sure. And you're not having to deal with weather, whether it's too hot, too cold, too rainy, too snowy, all of those delays with regular construction, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about maybe some projects that you guys are working on this week. What's new this week? What are you working on? Is there anything notable?
Okay, I'll start off with our biggest project to date. We've done 4 bathrooms for our customer, Mr. Dowell. And so this week we just finished all the basement mudding, taping, and painting. And we had some laborers there today getting all the flooring down into the basement so it can acclimatize over the weekend, and we'll start doing the flooring over there come next week and start putting the final touches on this project. We've been there since January, so
wow,
the customer's going to be happy to see us go, but lucky for us, we'll be back in the spring to start up on the kitchen.
Okay.
So he's been our best customer to date. Never done more work for someone, and going to keep it going into next year.
Yeah, that's super. So really, you're really redoing the whole house.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's not a spot that's going to be left untouched by Fort Sask Reno.
Yeah, more or less.
That's really good. And did you guys do exterior on that one or just interior?
Exterior is going to come up in the spring, so it's just been interior so far.
Okay, so you're going to work on the kitchen and then the exterior. So this house is going to look awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful spot.
So I hear that you guys are working on a complete gut job and renovation on a little house in Fort Saskatchewan, and you're going to be converting that with a basement suite. So tell me a little bit about that project.
Yep, so we just got started. This week was boots on the ground this Tuesday after the long weekend. So just started off with some of the easier stuff, pulling the carpets, pulling the baseboards, and as we progressed into the week, we got a little bit more into it. We got some walls removed now, some like a lot of the older Pine View homes in the fort, they have a big wall that separates the living room from the kitchen. So no one wants to be all closed off while you're in your living room or your kitchen. So we went ahead and took that wall out, and we've done some good planning work in regards to the new kitchen we're going to install, try and make it a little bit more usable space.
Yeah.
So it's just been a big demo week, but we're starting to get the gears working. We got to get our windows ordered, and yeah, there's a few things to it. Meeting with our HVAC guy last night to discuss the secondary furnace. So there's a lot of rules we need to follow pretty closely for the secondary suite.
Right. And now, do you need separate electrical as well, or can you go off the main panel?
Yeah, we can share the main panel, and good thing for us, it's already been upgraded to a 100 amp service. So that's one thing done, and a newer hot water tank and a newer furnace. So there's a few good bones.
Perfect. So how many weeks do you think this project is going to take you guys?
Ideally, we're thinking 12 weeks from start to finish.
All right. So for the new owners there, they can, take this house and renovate it and do what they want. Really great that you're building a basement suite in it. So tell me a little bit about basement suite.
So the basement suite is, it's really important in Fort Saskatchewan because there is a less than 1% vacancy rate right now.
Okay.
And now with the Dow chemical plant there, it's getting a massive upgrade. So there's going to be a lot more people moving to Fort too. So I think now it's more important than ever that we do get some of these basement suites into the forts because there is a bit of a housing crisis going on right now. And then another positive for anyone interested in buying a basement suite is you're more eligible to get a much higher mortgage approval rate if you have a secondary income coming from the basement suite. So something to consider for new home buyers and smaller families and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thanks for joining us on the video. If you are one of those people who wants to, increase your income a little bit, get an income suite or mortgage helper, or even an in-law suite in your home in the Fort Saskatchewan area, call Fort Sask Reno because they have got the experience, they've got the expertise, and they have the manpower to actually get that done for you. So give them a call, go to fortsaskreno.com and fill out the form, and they'd be happy to come out and meet with you and give you a full quote. And these guys are awesome. They'll do fantastic work for you. Thanks so much, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.